Hey everybody, it's Madison, Gesiotto, Gilbert, and we're back with this week's special Thanksgiving episode of the Republican Rundown. Good to be with you, and today I am once again joined by the incredible, our communications director, Keith Schipper. Hey Keith.
Hey Madison, I'm very excited. Back-to-back weeks. Can't wait to get going. I appreciate you having me back.
Good to be with you. How excited are you for Thanksgiving? Personally, this is my favorite holiday of the year and one of my favorite meals all year long. I want to know if you feel the same.
100%. It is the best holiday. I mean, I like Christmas, I love Christmas, but there's just so much hype to it. Thanksgiving's so underhyped. You go in, you got football all day, you get a great meal, then you have football all weekend. I'm the University of Washington grad. We got the Apple Cup this weekend. Hopefully we're playing for a playoff spot and get the good food all through the weekend as well. I mean, this is by far the best holiday, and typically comes right after an election, so it's kind of a time where you actually get to use to recharge. But this time we're kind of taking a couple of days maybe to recharge so we can do that big sprint next year, which is exciting in its own right.
Yeah, and of course, Thanksgiving weekend being one of the biggest weekends for college football rivalries. I know being an Ohio State Buckeye myself, Ohio State-Michigan game has been a household tradition for many years for us. Even my husband, who, as you know, was a Florida Gator, played and beat Ohio State in the national championship, always enjoys watching that game. We have a cousin playing for Michigan now, so we're super excited for this weekend's game especially.
Yeah, it's great. You know, the chairwoman, big Michigan fan herself, so we got some rivalries even within our own office, and
That's right.
It's just going to be great. It's going to be real fun.
Well, definitely excited for Thanksgiving. But you mentioned, we are now 1 year out, less than 1 year out from the 2024 election. What are some of your predictions looking forward? What do you think we'll be talking about? What do you think we'll be saying next Thanksgiving in 2024 post the election?
I think next year at this time, we're going to be talking about how we actually can't wait to get through the holidays and get to January 2025, where we're going to be inaugurating a new Republican president. We're also going to be looking at an incoming Senate majority. We're going to expand our House majority, because when you, by and large, look at all the crises that are facing this country, they are Democrat created. Even just look at Thanksgiving itself and the prices of just how much it costs more for this Thanksgiving than it has in past years. You look at the border. You look at the fentanyl, you look at how there is just unrest around the world. I think a year from now, we're going to be looking forward to Republican leadership taking over D.C. and finally getting this country back to work and delivering for the American people.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of hope next year across the country. Unfortunately, for 3 years now, we've lived under, honestly, terrible conditions that we simply did not have to have. It didn't have to be this way. We say that time and time again, but across the country, people continue to struggle. Businesses continue to shutter their doors and struggle as a result of what's gone on. And of course, we're seeing that even reflected, as you mentioned, in the food prices every single day when we go to the grocery store. But Thanksgiving really is no different. I'd love to put this graphic up that we have talking about the difference between Thanksgiving dinner today in 2023 as compared to 2019, up about 25%. Of course, that being due to those high supply costs and inflation. But when you're seeing the prices of everything up, this is something that's just another example of unaffordable, didn't have to be this way, and people don't want it to be this way. So I think next year, as we get through those elections, there will be a lot of hope for things to turn around. People across the country, not just Republicans, are recognizing that there is a chance for a prosperous American future. And I think that comes through Republican policies. So I'm very excited, not only for taking back that White House, but for hopefully taking back the Senate and expanding that House majority, which will allow us to slowly start taking those right steps towards turning everything around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I look at these prices, like you said, 25%, up 25% this year compared to 2019, I can't help but think about the families that struggle to get by to put food on their table every day. And now here's a holiday that is based around getting together and having a meal and really talking about how grateful and thankful you are for everything you have, and the struggle that those folks are facing just to celebrate, one of the greatest holidays in our country. And it really does kind of break your heart, and it really does put in perspective of just what is at stake this year or next year, that we want to make sure that everyone gets ahead, and we want to make sure that no one has to worry about putting food on their table every day, that no kid has to go to school hungry and unable to get lunch because either the parents can't afford to buy food to make the kids a lunch or to give them lunch money. I think this year in particular, I'll be spending a lot of time being just thankful that I'm able to, provide for my family when I know so many aren't. and that next year we are going to deliver Republican majorities and a Republican president that are going to make sure that American families don't have to face the uncertainty of being able to put food on the table again.
That's right. I couldn't have said that better myself. And I know in conversations that I've had with the chairwoman and with others in our office, all feeling the same way that you're saying, that, it's such a time of the year where you feel so blessed and you're so thankful for everything that you have in your life, but you can't help but remember every single person across this country that's struggling, every single mom and dad who has to face the stark reality that they may not be able to have the Thanksgiving that they had 4 years ago. And so we continue to pray that things will get better and take action to make sure that we can make that a reality for people next year. And hopefully next year, like we said, will be a better Thanksgiving than this year. Hopefully we'll see those prices start to come down and just really be the beginning of 4 years of economic prosperity and the start of that turnaround. But as we get closer and closer to Thursday, I have to ask you a couple questions that I brought to the table today for the Republican Rundown, starting with a trivia question. Are you ready for this one?
I'm never ready for trivia, and I cannot wait to embarrass myself for all our viewers, but go for it.
Okay, so this is one that's actually quite controversial, and there are a lot of different answers depending on who you ask. So you may not be wrong, even if you have a different answer than somebody else on this one. But who was the first president to officially pardon a turkey?
I feel like Teddy Roosevelt's a good guess. I mean, a big conservationist, solid Republican. I'm going to say Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay, how about Chris, Dennis? Are you guys want to answer this one too?
I think I'm going to have to go with Teddy Roosevelt as well.
Wow. All right.
And on behalf of Dennis, yes, he says Teddy Roosevelt.
Wow. Okay. Well,
well,
we all are look
unfortunately, you guys are all wrong. Like I said, there are a lot of different views on this. However, the arguments that are typically made, many people claim that it was Lincoln was the first. But when you look back at the articles, whether the term pardon was officially used is up for debate. So others say it's either JFK or Bush. So those are the three answers talked about the most. This is something people can go research online. And then I brought another fun question, not a trivia one. Thanksgiving dinner. Obviously, we all love being with our own family, special time of the year. But if you were not to be with your family on Thanksgiving and you had to spend your Thanksgiving with another family, which of these families would you choose? The Biden family, the Clinton family, or the Fetterman family? And why?
That is a good one. I think I would probably choose the Fetterman family. It just looks like it could be an utterly chaotic Thanksgiving, with wearing the hoodies. You can obviously see dressed down. You don't have to kind of dress up for Thanksgiving. You can kind of dress down for Thanksgiving, which sounds nice. And then, I think we could have a good conversation about what he sees in the Democrat Party and the anti-Semitism kind of running rampant. I'd love to hear more on his thoughts and unvarnished opinions on that while breaking some bread and eating some stuffing and some gravy, putting some gravy on the turkey. I think he could have some good takes on what he's seeing in his own party when it comes to the pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine, or pro-Hamas kind of protests we've been seeing, and he's been experiencing himself here in D.C.
Yeah, I can only imagine what Fetterman would have to say. What about you guys in the back? Do you guys have any thoughts? Biden, Clinton, or Fetterman family for Thanksgiving dinner?
Dennis is going to go with Biden because you never know what he's going to say.
That is fair.
I'd probably go on Clinton because at least Bills can play the saxophone and I'll have some entertainment.
Okay, I was thinking about this when I was making up the question, and I really didn't have an answer until now. I think I'm going to go with the Biden family. I'm going to go with Dennis on this one. I feel like it would be a whole lot of chaos. Anything that Hunter Biden is at typically tends to be chaotic. Just to be a fly on the wall, not only for the conversations, but to see what occurs following Thanksgiving dinner, what happens that night in the Biden family. I am going to put my money on Biden family being the most interesting Thanksgiving dinner table. But of course, we will all be with our families and friends this Thanksgiving, as all of you out there watching will be as well. We just want to thank you for your continued support of the party, for continuing to tune into the Republican Rundown, and for all of the efforts across the country that you have made to help make us successful next year. Obviously, we're less than a year out now, and it's going to go very fast. So every single effort counts. We encourage you guys to continue to get involved, to visit us on bankyourvote.com, to visit our website, to keep sharing on social media from our RNC research page. And of course, we'll be back next week with another Republican Rundown. Not as fun as Thanksgiving one, but we'll have another Republican Rundown next week. And I want to thank Keith again for joining us the past 2 weeks.
Thanks for having me, Madison. I'm thankful for all of you as well, and I can't wait to hear the stories coming out of everyone's Thanksgiving. So everybody have a great holiday, enjoy, and go Huskies, and have a good Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.